show.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
You say one of your best guests ever.
Donald Trump, hands down, whenever you put him on the air, now this is before he was running for president, he was an open book.
This is becoming the Howard Stern show.
No, but wait a second. Now, let me take 5 minutes for this.
Yeah, I'm in charge here. It's my interview.
Right. This is difficult for me. He would say anything. And, you know, oddly enough, during the campaign and even now, people quote these interviews that I did with him. Big time. I was quite surprised when they dragged out every single Donald Trump interview I had done.
What's it like when the man who helped make you famous turns against you? Howard Stern just unleashed a truth bomb about Donald Trump's marriage that even had his live audience gasping. What did Stern reveal? And why is Melania Trump's silence adding even more fuel to the fire? Stay tuned, because this story is as awkward as it gets. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now, back to the video.
What do? We basically watch and write in real time.
Do you ever think like the President of the United States is going to try to get you?
I feel like he's angrier about SNL now than me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he's angry with you. I mean, the day has to start early.
Well, today, the next 3 days will be crazy because we can't write ahead of time. Like, there's going to be impeachment hearings all day today, all day tomorrow, all day Thursday.
Yeah, he's tweeted about you.
He has, but not for a while. I think like he's angrier at SNL because I feel like to him, it's a betrayal.
Right, because he was on it.
Yeah.
Howard Stern's show used to be Donald Trump's playground. Back in the day, it was like a judgment-free zone where Trump could rant, brag, and toss out inappropriate comments without anyone batting an eye. But here's the thing about live radio, once the words are out, they don't go back in. And now, years later, some of those old conversations have come back to bite him, big time. One of the most infamous clips making the rounds features Trump casually boasting about walking in on beauty pageant contestants while they were changing.
Which is a
liberal town.
Yep.
Right.
But also, you know, I do feel like because we've been very open about what our show is.
Right.
I think if you love Donald Trump, you've probably chosen to disengage.
Your comedy is brutal.
Yeah.
About Trump. He even calls you out about it.
Yeah.
Are you threatened at all? Do people get emotional with you? Do they start screaming at you if you go out to a restaurant?
No. I mean, let's be honest. I live in Manhattan with the show.
Is most of the writing between the monologue and Closer Look, is that you doing most of the writing?
We have a monologue team, and then we have a head writer for a Closer Look, who's this really brilliant writer named Sal Gentile.
It must be an amazing day.
He explained it like it was some sort of perk of his job. I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, he said. Sound creepy? It gets worse when you remember some of those women were teenagers. Then there's his obsession with assigning numbers to women like they're scratch-off lottery tickets. This wasn't just a one-time thing. He'd go on Stern's show and chat about which celebrities were a 10, as if Stern was a judge on some bizarre, cringe-worthy talent show. Back then, people dismissed it with a wave and a smirk, calling it locker room talk. Fast forward to today, though, and folks aren't laughing anymore.
But really, it was in a very joking scenario. He was not comparing his life to a Vietnam vet. It was ha 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 and this and that. But when journalists took it and made it serious, I thought it was a little bit unfair. In some ways, I felt it was unfair to Trump because, like, for example, they were fond of quoting that Donald Trump had said something to the effect that STDs were his personal Vietnam. Having said that, though, Donald Trump would come on my show, and this is why he was great. There was no filter. I go, Donald, Angelina Jolie, she's one of the most beautiful actresses in the world. She's a 6.
Security experts and cultural critics are ripping into these comments, calling them a window into his character, or lack of it. What's interesting is how these clips, while old, feel oddly relevant now that Trump is facing scrutiny from every angle, both in politics and his personal life. Even some of his supporters, diehard as they are, seem less eager to defend this kind of behavior. But here's a plot twist. The man who once gave Trump that outrageous platform has done a full 180. Howard Stern, once a fan of Trump's brashness, has become one of his loudest critics. Stern has slammed Trump for how inappropriate and narcissistic those old remarks were, labeling his past guests' behavior as disgraceful. And it's not just Trump's image on the ropes. People are wondering how much of this is hitting home. especially since Melania hasn't said a word. If these tapes are causing chaos publicly, imagine what's happening behind closed doors.
Ivanka Trump.
You know who's one of the great beauties of the world, according to everybody, and I helped create her? Who? Ivanka.
Most beautiful girl in the world. You know, I would marry her. You know. Now, who says that? You know, most people, if they're having that thought, keep that pretty guarded. Not Donald. He was right into it. These types of things, most people, certainly politicians, don't say.
Well, no question about it. Do you feel that in some way you helped make him president?
Absolutely.
When Donald Trump faces controversy, he charges forward with his trademark mix of denial and deflection. Melania, on the other hand, slips into the background like she's mastered the art of invisibility. Right now, her silence is deafening. As Trump catches heat from all sides over his resurfaced Howard Stern tapes, Melania's absence from public events is making plenty of people wonder, where is she, and what does her silence mean? Her vanishing act isn't new, but this time it feels a lot louder. In the past, Melania would stay quiet while Trump stirred up scandal after scandal. Whether it was the Stormy Daniels buzz or the infamous Access Hollywood tape, she rarely showed up to offer her husband public support. But experts think this isn't an accident, it's a pattern, and a calculated one at that. By refusing to engage, she seemingly distances herself from the mess without having to actually say a word. It's like a silent way of screaming, "Don't drag me into this."
Hillary Clinton, you know, like in Moby Dick, I was chasing her. She was my obsession. I wanted to see Hillary Clinton win because Donald would come on my show. I mean, look.
Does it make you feel bad or good?
Well, look, I did not vote for Donald Trump. I go into great lengths in this book, and I think people will be interested in this. And I thought if she had come on the show, the way I helped Donald was I let him come on and be a personality. Whether you liked him or not, people related to him as a human being.
But here's the thing, silence isn't always neutral. Social media has been losing its mind trying to decode her quiet strategy. Some people think it's Melania's way of keeping herself clean, as if not being seen by Trump's side makes it easier for people to leave her out of the blame game. Others wonder if it's more of a statement, like a subtle middle finger to his behavior. Her critics say she couldn't care less about defending any of this, which tracks with comments she's dodged in the past. Meanwhile, Trump is doing everything he can to spin this meltdown back onto Howard Stern, calling him washed up, irrelevant, you name it. Classic Trump playbook: distract, point the finger, and hope people stop asking questions. But every time he opens his mouth, his critics notice Melania's silence more. It's like the louder he gets, the quieter she seems, and that contrast has everyone speculating about cracks in their marriage. Is Melania playing the long game here, or is this her retreating from the chaos entirely? Either way, the message her silence sends might be louder than anything else happening in Trump's orbit right now. The Howard Stern tapes were once a part of